Hey everybody, I just wanted to do an update video on my current bag setup in June 2021. So yeah, let's get into it. So first off, you notice the bag, I assume would be one of the biggest things, obviously. It's a Ktek Jet X bag, made basically straight up for the Nova. I like it a lot. It's a little bit longer, but I'd rather it be longer than thicker. I had an Orca before, and it was just too thick. Walking through doorways while booming was a nightmare. But yeah, so Jet X, definitely recommend. Not the lightest bag, but very compact and can hold just about everything you need, really. Next, obviously, you'll see the Zaxcom Nova. I love this thing. It's awesome. I really don't need to say much more about that. I will say I am using the whips. I did use dipoles at first, but I felt like the range was pretty much exactly the same with these. So I just kind of stuck with these for the lighter weight and easier to use. So I'm not having to figure out a way to mount it to the bag or anything. Up next, you'll see the headphone connector. So, recently, for the past, the past 2 years or so, I've started using in-ears and running the cable down my shirt and then out the front, and then I can easily just connect it and then, connect it without even having to reach into the bag and plug it in. It's just saved me a lot of time and hassle. Definitely recommend having a jumper cable like this, and this is the, I don't know if you can see it on there, the Curly Blue by Unistar products. Great cable. It's made super well, and I'll show you the other end in a minute. I would totally recommend this. Alright, so I'm going to start from the left side here, and first off you're going to see my in-ears. These were like 60 bucks on Amazon, the AS10s from KZ. I love them. They sound great. I swapped out the tips on them, but they sound super accurate to me, block out a lot of sound. Would highly recommend them. Next up, turn this on so you can see it a little bit better. I have a Sennheiser transmitter, but it's not just like the normal low-end G3s. Kind of hard to do with one hand. There we go. So, first off, you'll notice it's got the 660. That's where I use it. I use it in the duplex gap. I know technically you're not supposed to do it at higher voltage, higher powers. This goes up to 100 milliwatts, but I can go down to, I think, 10 milliwatts, which is legal. But this is the SK2000 XP. Yeah, and the range on it has been great. I've even tried it at 100 milliwatts and had it basically touching this cable or this antenna, and did a scan with this, and it maybe brought up a tiny bit, but like for the most part it was not affecting the signal at all. So yeah, duplex gap is great for IFBs. All right, here's the other end of that Curly Blue cable. I have it going around this Velcro strap as a tension release. So if I pull on this, it's not gonna do anything to this. So it's got a lot of leeway there. Next, you got the time code in and out, which I don't use the out ever anymore, I don't think. The time code in, I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, just CF cards and then the output to the Sennheiser. Next up, you see I'm still using the audio route. Got a little GoPro screen protector on here. Actually have a GoPro screen protector on here as well. Make sure if you do this, there's like a thin layer of I don't even know what it is, but you gotta peel it off if you're gonna use it, or it just starts looking like trash. So super clear once you get that done. On the audio route, so one powers the Nova and then charges the Tentacle, which I'll get to in a second. and then 2 does the Sennheiser IFB. So not using this third one. You know, this thing is super overkill for what I'm doing. I do like the screen, so that's kind of why I've stuck with it. And the fact that it's all Barossi, so it's, you know, you can switch things around if you need to. So yeah, next is the Tentacle. The reason I have a Tentacle is because I like the Nova and Zacom in general, but their time code will drift if you have it off for a certain amount of time, and sometimes lunch, you know, you're afraid that you come back and then it's drifted and you have to rejam everything. And you know, I know you're supposed to, but I use Tentacles on cameras 90% of the time. If not, I'm using ERXs, which at that point I wouldn't really worry about it. But I've decided that it's worth the whatever this costs, what, $230, to just not even think about it anymore and just, you know, set this to time of day, have this set to CJam, wirelessly jam all the other Tentacles, and be done with it. And then it stays for, you know, well over 12 hours. It doesn't drop a single frame. So that's why I do that. Up next is this weird looking TP-Link antenna. And you know, it looks kind of weird. It's because it was originally about like twice the size of this, super thick, has a lot of extra siding, and I took it apart and dremeled all the stuff away that I didn't need, and then basically glued it back together to get it into just like a thin square like it is. Same performance, but it's just a lot smaller, but it's like tripled my range of my ZaxNet on my Nova and back when I used my Nomad. So like, this antenna has been like huge for me. And it's supposed to be directional, but I've found that it's very wide. Even if you're going on the exact opposite, it's still, the range is still pretty good. It's kind of crazy, honestly. So I'd highly recommend something like that. I'm not really using these guys yet. I just don't know what I would use it for, honestly. Maybe something will come up at some point. All right, now we've got the XLR. This is what I use for my boom. I use like a 5-foot Mogami cable going to my boom. And that kind of, I like having this here so I can quickly disconnect if I need to. But as I pull this open, you'll see I've got tons. I could go pretty far. I think there's like a 5-foot cable or something like that. So I can easily, you know, if I forgot a cable or needed to make something work, I could definitely use this for something else. And that's kind of why I use it. It's kind of a heavy cable, but having that flexibility is something I've found useful. All right, let's go on the inside. Let's start here. That's the, that goes to the TP-Link up in the front. Obviously, just run it around the side and out back. Next, you'll see that I have the USB cable. So this is the SoundGuy Solution keyboard connector thing for the Nova, and I found out recently that mine uses the antenna's in there, the Rev 1, which you have to rewire the green and the white wire, resolder those, swap them around, and then it works. And I'm using this little Mini X1 keyboard. Super easy. You know, we've always asked for an app from Zaxcom. Honestly, it is kind of nice having just a standalone little keyboard, because you don't have to open an app, you don't have connection issues. It's literally, you start it up, just turn it on, hit S, look at that, then you're in scene, T, take, super easy. And I really like how simple it is to do. I haven't gotten a chance to use this on set yet, but I'm really excited about it. And oh, I just want to shout out Antonio for helping me figure out how to rewire that. He's on the Facebook group, he's super helpful. I've also seen, I can't remember who it was, printed out all the shortcuts in the back of that. Definitely planning on doing that. But yeah, I really like having the keyboard. It's just super nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. You know, the power over there. Oh, right here, and you know, I know we're always trying to make it smaller and smaller, but I have this USB CF card reader, just because so many people don't have these anymore, and I could keep this in my car, but a lot of times I try to get out of set as fast as I can. You know, we are sound guys after all. I'd rather just have this here. It barely weighs anything, but you know, having the USB-C adapter on there just in case, since almost everybody has that now at this point. And if you haven't guessed what the last thing is, it is a smart battery. So I use the audio root ones with the, audio root connector and the remote audio batteries. And this one's got the four cables, so it actually tells me the cycles and stuff of the batteries and whatnot. Yeah, I tried having this the other way around where the batteries slip in and you can see the little meter on it, but it gets so tight in this bag. It's already super tight. You might could fit this in there, but I found this is probably just the safest and easiest way to do it. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. Oh, actually, let me mention this. So the little D-rings, if you notice, I have them sideways like this, and it's because when you know, I do a lot of run and gun documentary or reality stuff. When you have your D-rings like normal, which is not so bad here, they like fall straight down like this or straight up like that, and it's kind of hard to get your clamps around them quickly. But I've found that if you have a D-ring like this, it kind of sticks out some, so you don't have to like scoop around it and try to get it. It literally sticks straight out. You can clamp it and go. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or recommendations, I mean, we're always trying to improve our bags. I would love to hear what you would suggest. But that's pretty much it for this video. I'm planning on making some more soon. I know I was making a lot a few years ago. It's just life got busy, you know, and then COVID hit and now I was busy on other stuff. So yeah, I look out for a few more videos coming up, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later.